Hey!
A drink named Irving.
Straight out the gate.
Well, that was the first thing I was gonna say.
Things like this have to roll into the whole thing, you know.
How about I talk and you just move your mouth like you're talking with my voice? Oh yeah, let's get a puppet. I have Gingy in our living room.
Who?
Gingy from Shrek.
No, we don't need no puppets.
He could be. He could be like a ventriloquist.
That sounds like a really good idea. That made me look like really talented, you know? But instead of every time I'm talking to Kai, I gotta talk to my hand.
Here's a.
And just makes out with it. Welcome to the very first Hannah Saint podcast.
I don't like it.
So, introduce yourselves. I'm Hannah Saint, as you know, everybody else.
I'm D. Cochran 4, and I just cut him off.
Do we know everyone else? Aaron Nightmare, right here, the hand.
Alright, so, but anyways.
You know, some people have a thing for feet. I got a thing for hands, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just kidding. Totally feet.
Totally.
Drink named Irving.
Drink named Irving.
Awesome joke right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Martin.
Dean Martin. Alright. Usually, I really don't know how to start a podcast, so I looked up a lot of videos how to do one, but they're kind of all terrible.
Just like sex, you can look at videos of how to do it, but doesn't mean you'll actually know how to do it.
Maybe this is going to be like my first sexual experience, and this podcast will only last 30 seconds. I'm just kidding, I'm still a virgin.
Huh. Way to go, okay. So, I did have a list played out to make everything else.
New podcast name. Podcast of Virgins.
Podcast of Virgins. Instead of a drink named Irving, we'll just call this the Podcast of Virgins.
Well, then that kind of like makes my first words irrelevant, you know?
Right? I like the Irving.
Drink name, well,
You should have started with a joke, though.
Should I say it?
Well,
Should I say it?
We'll go with the joke.
Hello,
then.
everybody.
Tell me a joke. They call you funny, man.
So, Grasshopper walks into a bar. He walks to the bartender. He says, "I'll have a gin and tonic." The bartender's fixing his drink and everything. And he says, "You know, we have a drink named after you here." And the Grasshopper says, "Oh, really? You have a drink named Irving?" That was my best Dean Martin.
yeah, that wasn't funny at all.
Right. Back in the 1930s, 40s, that joke was just like, oh my god, this guy's
That was
hilarious.
a panty dropper. With the frilly bloomers.
Your name's no longer D. Cochran 4, your panty dropper.
Panty dropper.
It's panty dropper.
Four.
So, like I said, we had a list and I had like some topics going on with them.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to hit up that list?
Okay, well, first of all, I did show you guys the trailer for Black Ops 3.
You showed me the trailer. He was getting something. Yeah.
I forgot what I was doing.
You went to go get your hat.
You went to go get a drink named Irving.
Okay, that's getting old now. Stop.
Drink name Irving.
Bumblebee too.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the puppet hand.
But anyway, so I showed you guys. Okay, have you ever played Black Ops 2?
Nope.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever played Black Ops 1?
One,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, I played both.
How do you guys feel about the new Black Ops?
I feel like Call of Duty is just a constant barrage of the same game, same motion, same graphics. They promised us something new with Ghost, and it just...
I only ever play multiplayer, so I can't even like begin to talk about the campaign or the storyline or if it changes at all.
Well, storyline, if anything, that's all Call of Duty is good for now. Is the storyline. Multiplayer is just the same in every game.
Yeah. And you get your butt handed to you. And
What I would like to
called
see,
names.
But by an 8-year-old in Germany, you lose.
a squeaker,
Squeaker.
a squeaker squad. Yeah. What I would like to see for the Call of Duty I don't know, I would always like them to go back to the World War II style.
Yeah.
Have you ever guys, you played World at War?
Yes.
Yeah, so, I always like that. Have you ever played the World at War?
No, I can't say that.
They're trying to keep up with Halo and all the new games coming out.
I mean, that was cool for Modern Warfare, but I'd like them to go back to their roots, even though there's Infinity Ward and then there's, Treyarch and everything else. And
so do they own the different franchises or something? Like, how do they...
Infinity Ward, they asked them, they can hey, can we use your same name so we can sell our game back from Call of Duty 4? So that's like they have 2 different games every year.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Oh, yeah.
Are there some people that are loyal to one and not the other or something like that?
What is the other one? Treyarch, right?
Yeah, Treyarch's the one that
Black Ops.
Black Ops.
Those
they
seem
were
to be
the
the most favored ones, at least that I...
They were the
no.
World at War ones and everything else.
Infinity Ward is the famous one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I hear so many people talk about Black Ops and then zombies and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, Modern Warfare was like the biggest thing that's...
But that was Infinity Ward.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Okay. Infinity Ward was the biggest. He said Treyarch.
Oh.
I'm saying Infinity Ward.
Ever since, I did like Call of Duty 4, if you guys ever played it. The multiplayer was actually pretty fun. The multiplayer was actually spot on, pretty cool.
Which one?
I don't think I've been good.
Call of Duty 4.
I don't think I've been good at a first-person shooter multiplayer since like GoldenEye. Where you're like, aiming yeah.
Golden Gun.
And the karate motion was killer.
Golden Gun, panty dropping.
Dropping. Let the panties hit the floor.
But I don't know. It just seems like, how can they go? How can they continue on? It seems like they're just trying to go up into the more into the future. For Advanced Warfare, they already had exosuits and robots and everything else.
I haven't played Advanced Warfare.
Well, me neither. That's how come I didn't want to buy.
Well, the thought about paying like $64 for another Call of Duty game, if someone let me borrow it, I'll play the campaign, yes. But I'm not gonna pay like $60 for a campaign and not even touch the multiplayer.
Most people are for multiplayer.
Yeah, I feel like they've built up such a loyal fan base and everybody who likes to play online that they know that if they release a new one, everybody's going to go buy it because they think that everybody else is going to go buy it and play online. And everybody wants to be playing online. There's such a massive community. You can always hop on there and there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of people playing all the time. So they can make money off of it. It's kind of a manufactured thing.
No.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, but
that wasn't a good theory at all.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that was actually good. I was thinking like Halo style,
but that's the reason why they used the exact same name. Is because when they asked them, they said, "Hey, can we use because our game? We want to sell our game." And so they're like, "Okay." And then that's how come Treyarch tried to sue Infinity Ward, and I think they won. But I think there's some loyalty issues or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's just how it is. Have you ever played any of the Battlefield games?
I've never owned one, but I have played a few. And I'd say they're a lot more. Well, Call of Duty's challenging for me, and Battlefield's a lot more challenging.
Yes, what's more challenging than standing in a corner and waiting for a person to come to you?
What?
Is that Battlefield?
No, that's Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
I always like everything I've ever learned from my brother, from videos, from anything about how to be careful, especially in a combat situation, or just
he sat in the corner of his house.
Yeah,
prepare.
Every action movie you've ever seen, being real tactical and stuff. I may not know jack crap, but everything that I think I know about it, just you might as well throw it out the window because some dude spinning around in circles is gonna fire into the air and kill you or something you know what I'm saying? 360 kill or something.
That's quick
scope.
It's quick stuff. That's stupid. Oh, I hate that. It's no talent, no gaming skill whatsoever. You just go, and it's stupid. That's why I like Battlefield, because they have when you're sniping, you actually have bullet drop. You have to accommodate for the bullet drop. if there's wind, it has that in there. It has like all these effects that could go on. Then again, there is like, of course, like people who mod on Battlefield and almost a Battlefront.
Can't wait for that.
Oh, Battlefront.
Oh,
Touches right there in the hot. But anyway, Battlefield, like, they do have like those people who mod, or the weird things people do, like where they are getting chased in a fucking jet. Sorry. My French. Or like they'll just jump out, pull out a rocket launcher, shoot the jet that's following them, and like somehow end up jumping back into their fucking.
I mean, like, it takes some skill, though. I mean, like, to do all that.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's also one where I seen like a video. A guy just jumps in the jet, like he goes straight up. He jumps out. He's like has a sniper and just like pulls the trigger, kills someone, and gets back in the jet. I'm like, how is that even possible?
I don't know how it is possible, because it takes a while for them to, like, because it, like, actually shows them, like, oh, and then they actually have to fire, and then, like, it takes them a while just to, you know, to cock the gun back and forth.
Well, I think they have semi-automatics on that game. Or rifles. Some rifles are semi-automatic, I think. But it's just like, it's like, do they sit there and record themselves for like hours on end? Just
until they get the
up, missed. Up, missed.
Speaking of Battlefront, do you know what that is?
Yeah, I played it on like, I think, was it PS2 that they had it the first time around? And then I played it on the PSP like a muff, you know what I'm saying? That was like, I would tear that game up on PSP.
He never actually played it, he just,
He was docking. He was using his docking
like a
station.
mini disc drive, yeah. But yeah, I loved Battlefront. I always do. What's that game variant where you can play like where everybody's a Jedi or something like that? Where everybody's this
hero.
Yeah,
that was really fun.
Have you ever seen the new trailer for it?
The new Battlefront
trailer?
trailer?
I've heard about it, but I haven't seen a trailer for it.
It looks so great. Like, it's made by EA. Well, not EA, but
Disney.
Battlefield. Battlefield. Do you know how Frostbite
Okay.
does it?
Dice,
Yeah.
yeah.
Battlefront is getting made by Dice.
Hopefully, it's pretty true to the old format because I really like it.
True to the old format, but has the graphics and none of that Call of Duty stuff. But hopefully, like the Battlefield type of realism.
If you ever seen the trailer is the Battle of Endor.
Oh yeah.
And so, but it has the AT-ATs in them, and the AT-ATs. You know?
They were on Endor.
Yeah.
I thought AT-ATs were only on Hoth.
Well, yeah, but I think
At least in the movies, yeah.
Yeah, but I think
that's what. When I saw
because in the trailer they were like it just
showed
showed
AT-AT.
Well,
I was like,
how are you going to take that?
that's what I was like. I saw the
huge
trailer. I was like, how are they going to get the AT-AT through the trees and stuff?
How are you going to take one down if you don't have a snow speeder?
Right? There's like no ship going to be like gliding through the trees, gliding through the trees.
But it was a teaser trailer, but it was pretty cool.
When does it come out? July?
Fall
Ah.
Fall 2015.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, Batman is coming too. That's something I have to look forward to.
Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't even know what this one's about.
Probably something to do with criminals, and he has too many moral obligations he can't kill. And then he falls in love with this lady who ends up being Bane or something.
You making fun of Batman?
I'm just saying, like, that seems to be the premise of the last movie, you know?
He falls in love with Bane.
No, the whole time it's like, you think that Bane is the dude with the thing and the jump out you know, the dude, you know, and the like.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
it's Rise. They say Rise.
Oh, yeah.
Rise and rise again. Rise and rise again.
Rise against.
Time is precious, my friend.
Dude, that was perfect.
Well, I mean, if you actually know anything about Batman, I mean, I knew before
I am Batman.
I was pissed off in the theaters because the way they're like Ra's al Ghul's son or child being Bane. I was like, no, that's bullshit. Sorry.
That's good.
I cussed a lot. I was just like, that's not true.
Was Ra's al Ghul in the, like, comics or something like?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've never been a comic guy myself. The only thing I know about, like, every time I hear that name, I think, oh, dude, Liam Neeson, sweet. You know?
His daughter is Talia al Ghul, because even though in Batman history he has a thing with Selena Kyle, they have an ongoing thing.
Who's that?
Selena Kyle, Catwoman.
Oh, Halle Berry.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway played it.
Oh, I'm
Halle
thinking
Berry.
of the other one.
The Halle Berry one. I haven't seen it, but it looked terrible.
Halle Berry and leather. Yes. But anyway,
Halle Berry and Swordfish.
What's Swordfish?
you haven't seen Swordfish?
There's a topless scene.
She's just like
DVD
this.
pause.
She's just like this.
Yeah.
But But yeah, I was just like upset. I was like, Bane is not the child of Ra's al Ghul. Talia al Ghul is. But even though Batman has a thing with Selena Kyle, he actually falls in love with Talia al Ghul, and that's how he has his son Damian Wayne is through Talia. That's in not Death in the Family, but
We keep on saying Death in the Family, but that's with Jason Todd.
yeah, that's when Jason Todd gets killed. But for some reason, they bring him back as the Red Hood, and I think it was 2008 or 2009.
But they also have different like characters past, and they alter it. Like Jason Todd and the Red Hood, he died in an explosion.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, well, no, the Red Hood. I remember at the end of the movie, he turns out to be Jason Todd. He's like, how could you not kill the Joker? He killed me. Or when you thought he killed me, how could you not do it? But what Batman done is just beat him into a full body cast. Like he beat him up like so bad that he was in a full body cast. Which in the original comic, I think it was a storybook, but he takes a crowbar and kills Jason Todd with a crowbar. Have you played
Joker does?
Yeah. Have you played Injustice?
No. I don't play a lot of games.
What the hell are you doing on this podcast? Get the hell out of here.
the only games he only played was like the Call of Duty franchises,
And I got my butt handed to me online.
and the only game the good one that he played was Red Dead Redemption.
I love that game. I played Minecraft too on Xbox One, but the Red Dead Redemption, I wish they would re-release it or make something like it for
Oh, it would look
Xbox
so
One.
good if it did. If they just made an HD remake, like if they did, like if they had like a Rockstar Greatest Hits, which they do, but it's only for 360. But if they did it for, for Xbox One,
they don't have any of the Skate games for Xbox One yet, do they?
Not
no.
yet.
Oh, man.
Anyway, what I was saying is Injustice, Joker has a crowbar, and I thought that was pretty wrong. But in the Red Hood, apparently Jason Todd is not dead, and he becomes the Red Hood. So I don't know what happened there. It's a new storyline that was created quite a few years ago. How did I get to this? Oh, Talia al Ghul, my bad.
Oh, yeah.
Damian Wayne is Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul's son.
I thought you meant like Bane had a kid with Talia al Ghul.
No. Bruce Wayne.
The Christopher Nolan story.
You see him getting it on. Right to that. I like that.
Supposed to use a cup. And right there, Talia al Ghul. You're just a.
That's a scene out of Swordfish.
Oh, I thought those are the cracks on the screen. I thought there was something sticking out of those. Like, man, someone's got good aim in the dark. So what's Swordfish about?
A hacker that I think he went to jail, or he turned evidence over to someone and he's not in jail but on probation. He's not allowed to compute around the computer, but a group hired him so they can rob
John Travolta.
John Travolta. They hire him to hack into a bank and wire their money to them in a separate account. And yeah, it's just a movie about them setting it up and how
I never finished it.
he kind of gets a second heart and just doesn't want to do it for them because he finds out that it's just like, oh, there's bad people, but these guys are evil. They're really bad. I can't handle them. and he tries a. I think it has something to do with his daughter. But he has a daughter, and they China.
Like I said, DVD
Oh, so
pause.
So,
Hey,
so it's pretty much just like Silver Linings Playbook.
Exactly like that.
And I saw Halle Berry. He's just like, I'm done with this movie.
I'm done with this. Time to go.
Well, let me finish. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, I'm done. Well, yeah, it's a really good movie. It's Hugh Jackman,
Oh.
John Travolta, Halle Berry.
Hugh Jackman's in there?
He's the hacker.
Hugh Jackman. Who's Hugh Jackman?
Wolverine.
Oh, really?
John Stamos. I'm joking.
There was a story I read about how John Stamos went to go visit the Full House house.
Dude, they're
I guess.
making Full House again.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No.
It's called Fuller House.
Mm.
It's going to be Cameron. Who's she play? DJ. It's about her kids.
Oh.
But the first episode is going to have everyone, except for the Olsen twins. The Olsen twins,
That's because they're like.
they haven't signed on. They're still negotiating.
I would like to see them. You know, make
Fully
like.
nude.
No, I would like to see them do like an American Kid and Ashley movie, like Time to Go Eat Again.
We gotta discover this mystery.
I remember.
I wonder how did people like that, like child stars, like even like Amanda Bynes or Lindsay Lohan, like people who haven't done anything for years except for get in trouble on the news.
Well,
How do they-
Amanda
how are they
Bynes
still
actually
rich?
just went. Like,
She just went nuts.
She actually went nuts.
She was like hot, then went. I was like, damn.
I'm not talking about like attractiveness. I'm talking about like how they were so like child stars, and then what happens after? Like how do they keep getting money after that?
The only one that kind of survived was Lizzie McGuire.
Oh, Haley Duff. Hillary Duff.
Hillary
I
Duff.
haven't heard that name in forever.
She-
I know who
she
it
was-
is though.
She recently started doing interviews again. She had a child. She got married and had a child.
Oh, that's like Jamie. What's her? The
Jamie
Britney
Lynn Spears.
Yeah, Britney Spears'
So she did.
sister who had the kid or whatever.
But that like story like lasted for like a week.
Right?
She
She's out. Like once she had a baby, she's just like dropped off the radar.
for Zoe 101, right? Yeah, for Zoe 101. She got pregnant so she
Yeah.
could get.
It's all the news about Britney Spears shaving her head. And she got pregnant. News went to her for like a week, then went back to Britney Spears.
And so she just got pregnant for no
And then like
reason.
Miranda Cosgrove, like all those Disney or
She's still doing movies.
Nickelodeon and Disney stars that like from whenever we grew up watching them on satellite TV or whatever, like what happens to
I didn't have satellite TV.
Well, I mean, we barely had cable out where, I mean, like
Well, we had
antenna
satellite.
TV where I lived at first. So.
I watched Caillou, so.
Caillou.
I remember watching like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh as soon as I got home from school.
Yeah. That was like Saturday cartoons though, not weekend.
Well, they
Weekdays.
played it on like as soon as I got home from school.
I remember
right?
Toonami playing during the day, like it was, and then like.
Just Samurai freaking Jack, man. I haven't played that in forever. It wasn't during the day, but
mine-
dude, that was
mine-
like the best show ever.
Mine was Dragon Ball Z. That's what it's just like.
Oh, you guys got all the Dragon Balls again?
He
You want to
actually
bring
has
the
all the
same
Dragon
dude
Balls.
like
I do.
that
I
to
have all
life?
the Dragon Balls in the other room.
CJ bought all the Dragon Balls.
Like
online.
the Dragon Balls or like the DVDs?
No, like all the Dragon Balls.
I have both.
These nuts.
Actually, I have them both. I have Dragon Balls and I got them on DVD.
Exactly. So exactly just
Dragon
like that.
Balls of Steel.
Balls of steel.
Balls of steel to face.
Balls of Steel.
Balls of steel, my friend.
Balls of steel, my friend. That's mine.
Everybody.
Oh, that was like the B Batman movie. Batman.
Batman.
It's like they couldn't get a like.
Batman.
I was born in the darkness. You just merely adapted to it, Batman.
You adopted the darkness. I was born in it. So when I first saw the light, it was nothing but blinding.
When I first saw the light, it was nothing but blinding, Batman.
Time is precious, my friend.
Time is precious, my friend. You are the good ones, Doctor.
I kind of like, you know, your canine teeth. I don't know why I kind of bite like, you know how they milk like snakes and stuff, venom. I don't know. From time to time when I'm like have like bottle or
You're just like shooting venom.
in my head, I'm like, oh, huh.
I don't know.
I shoot my venom everywhere.
Shoot your venom.
And a money shot of venom.
Your crushed fire stick stands on the plant.
What were we talking about?
I totally forgot.
How do we get from like
Because he
starting out-
decided he was gonna do a Balls of Steel impersonation in the cup like Bane.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z. That's right.
Dragon Ball Z. Well,
They
first
were
it was
talking
like
about
Tsunami, and then
Well,
So-
technically, the first thing it started off with was
A
Drink
drink named
Irving,
Irving.
yeah.
and then it just moved itself up to our childhood dreams. Exactly. That's how things go.
Like, I used to actually watch Toonami. Like, what was that one? The dude with the spirit gun thing? Which was really like the Shocker. You know what I'm talking about?
I got you.
Spirit gun! Or whatever, you know?
He's all.
And then the like Gundam and stuff. Like,
I remember
I would watch
Gundam.
that. Yeah, I would watch that whenever it was on Toonami.
That was like the first mecha show I've ever watched.
And I
And
was
then I
never into
remember
that kind
Yu
of
Yu
stuff.
Hakusho was on
Oh
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yu Hakusho.
I was never really into that stuff. Like, at least
Is that-
afterwards, you know.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Is that the one where he sees something falls from the sky, then he goes like into the old shrine and sees this super old sword?
I think it's been like a long. I barely
I
watched
remember
it
the
when I was
name.
a
That's
kid.
all I remember.
Yeah, I would like watch a couple of episodes, but that was during the time I wasn't like really into anime.
Right. Dragon Ball Z was like the only anime that I was like,
Well, I'm like we also watched other animes like Metabots and
oh yeah,
Monster Rancher and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Monster Rancher.
Digimon.
That was
Have you
that.
ever seen that?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen the
Pokemon is literally an anime.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I used to
That
watch
is
that.
Yeah, it's just like we watched it as a childhood. We don't think of it
It's
as anime. Yeah.
It's just like cartoons to me.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's probably the only anime I've ever watched was back whenever I was like 8 or 9 years old. You
Yeah.
know?
I think Yu Yu Hakusho was like more of a serious one, and so that's like when I was always lost because it actually had like a storyline within it.
That's the biggest thing that I do. Like, especially with the anime that they play on Toonami now, it's like having to face that really serious dialogue from such a character. Like when I'm used to seeing like Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that, where it's like just really corny jokes and Team Rocket's blasting off again.
Horny here.
Horny joke.
Juan.
like a drink named Irving.
Drink named Irving blasting off again.
I wasn't really a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh.
I was. I collect the cards, bitch.
I had a really big deck. I still do.
I got my deck too.
But like, and then I can't remember. Oh, in like 5th grade, I was just like, I just gave them all away one day on a bus.
Oh.
I don't know why. I was like, "Can I keep that Karibo?" He's like, "Dude, you just gave me the deck." I was like, "All right, I guess I can't keep my Karibo.
My blue eyes.
I'll be your best friend." And that used to work all the time. Blue Eyes White Dragon. I had a friend who hit like, I mean, we were still young, probably maybe 11, 12, something like that. And he had convinced his mom. His parents would buy him anything. He convinced his mom to buy him this Yu-Gi-Oh card off of eBay. It was like really powerful or something. And I don't know if it was Blue Eyes, what it was. Anyways, so she buys it for like $80 or something, which was like absurd to us at the time. I mean, it's still kind of outrageous for a card. Well, it shows up in the mail. It's not even the right card that he paid for, and the guy wrote him like a little note, like, "Sorry, I didn't get how much I wanted out of it, so here's this one instead." And it's not like you can dispute it over a piece of paper. Like,
That's kind of crazy though.
And you can actually sue a person for that.
I
That's,
thought you could just leave
false
negative
advertisement.
feedback.
Negative feedback.
Got
You search-
PayPal or Visa, whatever, please.
I remember this card. I lost it, but goddamn, it was powerful. Back when I was collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards, it was like a magic card where you can equip it to enemy monster, and in 3 turns that monster is destroyed, and that magic card goes back to your hand. It was like super powerful. So like if someone's like killing you with like a powerful monster, like with an attack point of 34, 100. Just like attach that card and like I think it's 2 or 3 turns. It's destroyed and you're like, oh. And it goes back to your hand and you can play it again on another monster. I think the only way to destroy that card was for like a which is weird, like a simple card as a discard hand.
Oh yeah, or the one where you get to pick one from your opponent's hand without seeing what it is or something.
Yeah, like simple cards like that destroyed a powerful card like that, but like it was a
remember there was a neighbor kid.
Card. What?
Remember the neighbor kids we used to like trade cards with?
Do you want to trade cards?
Even though I didn't like the show, but I still had some of the cards. I think I had like Kai's extra cards because he would always get like an extra card and stuff. There was a girl that who was like,
oh hey.
There was a girl who I liked. She was kind of hot.
Amanda?
No, it was another girl.
Does this chick still live around here?
Yes, she does. But now she's married.
And it didn't stop me. I'm just kidding. Marriage is a sacred bond between 2 people, you know.
So he says. But anyways,
what the third party has to do is just.
Now, honestly, I'm the most jealous person I know. Like, I can't even trust myself enough to get in a relationship. Anyways, this chick, and then that's the first time she sucked dick for Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something.
Exactly. But yeah, it was just I don't know. Remembering back how we would always like.
Anyway,
trade cards.
Chick you like.
It's like this card makes you take off your shirt. This one's called Let's Play Doctor. You gotta hear it.
But I always wanted to trade cards with her, and so one time I convinced my aunt. Like, I think it's because my aunt would always like ride halfway to the school, which is like not even far from here. It's Ida Freeman. You know?
Oh.
So it's just not even far from here. It's just like walking distance, and there was a bridge there where you could like easily walk in between.
That's how we got to school.
Yeah, it's like there's a bridge, and so it's just
under the bridge. So.
And so she was there, and she's like, "Hey, I got my card." She was like, "All right," but then I was like, "Oh crap, I totally forgot." So I had to like make some excuse of like, "Oh my god, I forgot something from school. I have to go back." She's like, "All right, well I gotta go to work," and so I did. So.
Go to work.
My aunt.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the chick. She's like, oh, I guess we can't trade cards. I gotta go to work. You know? It's like, man, you're 10 and working.
Under that bridge, yeah.
Under that bridge. That's how she
I sell used
cards.
needles.
That's how she gotta get your good cards.
But so your aunt said you had to go to work, and anyway, so you didn't bring your cards. Or
No, I did, but. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you said I left something out of school. She's like, well, I got to go to work, and
yes.
you got to stick around.
I totally just botched up that story like I usually with all stories.
No, I interrupted you.
We interrupted you plenty of times. Not to mention that we pretty much just cleaned up your story, not knowing what happened.
So yeah, mine's like the imitation game where you have to learn. Have you ever seen that?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, I know who that is, but
I'm a Cumberbitch. I'm not ashamed of it.
Have you ever?
Dude's an awesome dude.
Cumberbatch.
Pine Nut or Cumberbitch?
Pine Nut.
Who's a Pine Nut?
Chris Pine.
Oh, Chris Pine.
It is when they did was it Con?
Star Trek.
Oh.
Star Trek.
He was in Star Trek.
Darkness Tomorrow, something like that.
Into the Darkness.
No.
No.
What is it?
Something in the Darkness.
Yeah. World of Darkness. What is the second one called?
It was like the one where they were young, right?
No.
That's where they
That's the
redid
Chris
it.
Pine one, yeah, where they redid it. They were young.
Oh yeah. The whole remake. Yeah, it's the remake. It's the second movie of the
And
remake.
then the young.
It's anyway. Chris Cumberbatch. Chris Cumberbatch.
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine and Benedict Cumberbatch. They're in the second one. Well, of course,
There's
Chris
a
Pine.
second one?
Yeah. Into the Darkness, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I guess I haven't seen the second one. I've seen the first one several times.
But Benedict Cumberbatch plays Khan.
Oh.
Yeah. So they were doing like interviews, and they're like, "So do you know what your fan base is called?" And Chris Pine's like, "No," and they're like, "Oh, your fan base is called Pine Nuts." And they asked Benedict Cumberbatch if he knew what his fan base was called, and he said, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, they're called Cumberbitches."
Have you ever heard of have you ever seen the teaser trailer for Star Wars?
No.
You haven't?
I don't think I'm gonna go see the new franchise because it was like I don't know. I just think I'm gonna be disappointed. That's like saying, "Oh, I want to go see Journey in concert in 2015," but they have a Filipino dude singing now.
But he sounds so good.
He sounds so good.
Yeah, he
though.
sounds good, but it's not.
He sounds
authentic.
exactly like
Steve
him.
Perry. Yeah, I know, but
That's not gonna be Perry, but
okay, maybe that was a bad example. I mean, he does sound exactly like. But that's like saying you want to go see Rush. And it's like, yeah, they might play Working
But they,
Man or something,
okay,
but their
well,
new
but
stuff
have you
isn't
ever
that
seen
great.
it though?
What?
Have you ever?
teaser?
Yeah, have you
No.
seen the teaser? They actually have Chewbacca.
They
He's
have
not-
all the old characters.
He's not
Even
CGI.
even in the old story, like the old books that George Lucas wrote, they killed off Chewbacca. For some reason, he's in this movie, and it's amazing.
Yeah, the universe, they just did away with the universe afterwards,
Yeah.
right?
Well, Disney does some bullshit things. I'm sorry, I cuss a lot. But yeah, Disney does some things to certain franchises.
But at the end of the trailer, you see Chewbacca.
and Han Solo.
And
You
then
know-
you see like a lightsaber that looks like a tire iron.
You see Chewbacca and Han Job.
I'm Ham Solo.
Ham Solo. But
Chew broccoli.
Chewbacca.
That's cool. Oh, another thing Disney ruins. I was so pissed
My
off when
childhood.
I was so pissed off when I found out they were doing Prince of Persia when that came out.
Oh, they did Prince of Persia?
Yeah.
I saw that, and I mean, it was alright. I never
Well, I mean,
played the game, but...
You haven't played the game? Alright, in the game you can like literally cut someone in half and blood just. When I found out Disney was gonna make Prince of Persia, I was
the
like,
first Prince of
they're
Persia game
gonna-
wasn't really.
they're gonna ruin it so bad.
But have you ever seen the very first Prince of Persia
Yeah.
game, like the original?
On the N64.
No, it wasn't like that.
It was the platform.
But it looked pretty good. I mean, but it wasn't like the Sands of Time. But this one for the Disney film was more about the game from Sands of Time.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it was.
I played Sands of Time, and like literally, you hack someone, blood goes flying out. You could cut them like straight up the middle, and just body rips in half, and blood goes flying everywhere. And I was just like, that is not gonna follow the game. If Disney does this movie, it is not gonna be.
They had Jake Gyllenhaal play as
Yeah,
the
I
Persian
know.
dude.
Which I didn't mind. It's just like come on now.
Heath Ledger was the dagger.
Mainly, I was just upset because they weren't gonna have like the blood and guts and the possible of nudity in it. And it's just like Disney,
I don't know. I mean,
Disney ruined it,
Why do I picture like if they ever make an Assassin's Creed movie, Disney would be involved?
right? Well, they have made an Assassin's Creed movie, and it was just Ubisoft.
Yeah.
I have it actually.
Like Halo.
It's all the cutscenes.
It's
All the cutscenes.
it's Ezio Auditore. It's his father. You know, at the beginning of.
I never played Assassin's Creed.
God, dude, what?
You know what? That's how
Why
come,
are you in this
That's
podcast?
that's how come I'm making you play these games with me, David. So you can start and spending your game fan-based game.
I'm gonna. You have a 360 or just an Xbox One?
Just the Xbox One.
He sold us 360.
All right. Oh shit. There are games I'm gonna have to let you borrow.
I'm not very responsive.
Responsible as taking care of shit or just playing things?
No, like I'm really responsible. I was just being sarcastic.
Like, look at all the games that I got. I got Serious Sam. You like Serious Sam?
No, Serious Sam's a good game. You know, Serious Sam was a good title back in the day. Every time I would think of a good game, I'd be like, you know, Serious Sam is a good game. I like Serious Sam. Serious Sam was a good title. You know, a good.
My best game. Okay,
Serious
what's
Sam.
your best game that you have ever played? I noticed you had an N64 and everything else. You did play games back in your past.
Yeah, my favorite. Okay, this is gonna be a toss-up, and I don't even.
I mean,
even
like,
know if they-
I'm like, I know there's like other games like
Yeah.
you can't really differentiate like your favorite game, but like, what is your game that you'll always remember and play a lot?
The game that I wish I could go back and play it, like still to this day, was that Star Wars game on the N64. Was it Rise of the Empire? No, Dark of the Empire. Something to do with the Empire, something where you played as Dak Rendar, this bounty hunter guy, and it was just like I don't know what it was about it. It was just the baddest, like awesomest game I've ever played. And then after that, I guess Red Dead Redemption was the only thing that's come close. I mean, I haven't played a whole lot of games, but I've never really been a big campaign guy. Shadow of the Empire, that's what it was called. Star
You're
Wars
way off with that.
Shadow, Dark of the Empire. Man, it's Shadow Dark now. The
Shadow
Shadow
the
of the
Hedgehog.
Empire. Shadow of the Hedgehog. But that was probably my favorite game by all means.
I don't think I ever played it.
You can buy it like still sealed online, but it's like $500 or something. I want to get N64 and play it again.
CJ won't let him. Won't
Yeah,
sell
he's
it.
got two of the darn things, so one of them's like pink, and I know that he like hates pink because he's so insecure. So, like, man, just sell me your N64 so I can play something. And he's like, no.
How about you, Kai? You got any like favorite games?
You
or
thought
not?
top 10 games that you
I
like?
was actually thinking about it when he was telling off the story that I was barely listening to. all I know is about a pink game or pink system. CJ's insecurities.
I will.
Shadow in the Heart.
But yeah, as a favorite game,
7 Minutes in Heaven.
7 minutes in heaven. But it was weird because I went to an all-boy camp. No, just, let's see. Favorite game? I'm thinking like PS1 games. Like actually,
It was Bubsy. No, okay.
I don't even know what
Bubsy
that is.
3D.
there's
Mario Paint.
Mario Paint.
Mario. There was a 360. There's Nintendo 64. There's wasn't really anything that stuck out to me.
Well, I could tell you mine. Freedom Fighters was like my all-time favorite. But
A lot of memories with that.
it was great. We should play it sometime. I got it. I only did it like 2 parts on my channel, so I was thinking about like rebooting it back up.
Me and Hannah, back in the day when we, what was it, PlayStation 1 or PS2?
I think we both played it on the PS2, but now I got it on the Xbox, which I can play it on the 360 now.
Back in the day when we still had VCRs and shit.
Yeah.
Me and Hannah recorded ourselves playing Freedom Fighters, and there's this one part where we were just starting out and we didn't know where things were. We played for like months and stuff, and I never noticed, but there's a sniper rifle like under the bases, and like for months me and Hannah had like this routine where we'll take over 2 bases and try to just take out the bases without ending the game. Like
Yeah, basically what you're supposed to do
is go hoist the flag in the middle.
Yeah, I think there's 2 maps.
Quite a while.
Ooh, shit, it's been an hour and 30 minutes.
Really? How long has it been recording? Oh well, we're just gonna quickly do this. Okay, but basically,
Hoist the flag.
you
Hoist the flag in the middle, and
it's when the Soviets took over America.
yeah,
and
it's kind of like Red Dawn.
Oh, okay.
It's a Red Dawn game.
Okay. Back at it. Sorry, ran out of space, so we're back at it again.
Brief moment of pository. But anyway, we were talking about
Suppository.
pository.
we're talking about freedom fighters, so we're
Suppositories.
suppositories. But we were talking about how
Freedom fighters.
You're hoisting the flag.
You fight for the middle to hoist the flag, your country's flag. And me and Hannah never did that. We just took over 2 bases.
and then you can also have a squad of 6.
Yeah. You once you get to a base, you get men. You can recruit men, but me and Hannah would just have fun and fight at 2 bases, and sometimes send men over to fight.
Yeah.
But one time I found a sniper, and I picked it up, and me and Hannah always fought with like machine guns and stuff.
Yeah.
None of us knew that it existed. At one time I found it, I went back to my base and I was just scoping down the site, and if we ever find that video, we could show you. But Hannah's just sitting there. It has no commentary, but I remember Hannah's words because I just, and the guy next to Hannah just drops. It's like,
Yeah, he like drops like.
and Hannah's like, what the heck?
It was just it was made by IO Interactive, the same people by Hitman,
Oh, really?
Kane and Lynch, so and so.
As far as favorite video games so far, I mean, I'd anything Batman. I guess I'm obsessed with Batman. I've been playing Final Fantasy, like the very first one. I've always liked Final Fantasy.
Do you see like Batman because you like the comics and stuff, or is it just like those are really good games?
He was my childhood hero.
Okay. Because I know CJ really likes one of those Amazing Spider-Man games.
Oh.
Spawn.
You like Spawn?
He really likes the Amazing Spider-Man games, but he doesn't really like Spider-Man, I don't think.
What?
Anyways, so...
He just likes flying from building to building.
Yeah. He's like, the web slinging in the new one is really good.
As Stan Lee.
But favorite video game, like Dark Cloud, I don't know. I don't think I have one. I like Skate 3.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, it's just like asking, like, what's your type? Like, I don't know, it's just for video games. I mean, we always grown up to be, like, me and Kai would have, you know what? Dynasty Warriors 4.
Dynasty Warriors. That's a game me and Hannah would come home and play.
That was, I think that was our childhood. Basically, we would always find games that were always co-op.
Yeah.
And so we would always play, so, you know, we had never really grown up with a bunch of systems, but our cousin usually did, but
yeah, our cousin always had all the systems.
So,
new systems come out, he'll get all of them.
Some like the Boondocks episode where they show up from after Katrina and the new one. It's like, oh, dude, you guys got the new cube box or whatever. It's like, oh, anyways.
Yeah, but Dynasty Warriors 4 was the game that we would always play. I remember me and Kai would always play Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Isn't that a really, really like graphic, horrible game? Like,
it was actually a fun game.
I mean, like, I'm talking about like inappropriate.
Yeah, as children, me and Hannah were exposed to like some things children shouldn't have been exposed to.
Like old men in the park.
What?
'Cause I'm all over that.
Well, dude,
Right up there with you.
But like all that blood and gore and like sexual innuendos wasn't anything new when we were younger.
Oh, yeah.
But Conker's Bad Fur Day would play the multiplayer, bears versus squirrels versus teddies. It's just like,
There was this one, we played Capture the Flag, and like me and Kai like synced it up like so perfect. How we were just like, I was on the turret, and like I was like shooting all the bears and stuff, and like I was like, oh my god, and like it was just like shooting.
and the way they
all
carried the flag, they wobbled like this.
Oh, yeah.
and they just whoa, and so that was also made by Rare Interactive.
Mm-hmm.
Rare.
I thought it was retro. Something.
No, Rare. The people who made
Capcom.
no, Rare for
007?
yeah, they also made that.
Oh, really?
Perfect Dark.
Oh, Perfect Dark. That was a fun game.
What is the Banjo Kazooie?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought the
most common
graphics looked a little bit familiar when I saw the covers of Conkers. And
I'm like
and,
Conquer also had a game, but it was more for children. But then I think since they still had the rights for Conquer, they kind of just went into an adult theme. So, and then I would say my other second game was Splinter Cell Conviction.
I still have to finish that.
I could play that game all day. It's I don't know, it just reminds me of like a Taken Liam Neeson style because it's all old and stuff, and he's just like, oh.
I guess any game I could probably jump back into like anytime is like Halo.
Yeah.
I got the Master Chief Collection. I've yet to do anything with that, and I'm quite upset with myself. I'm quite sad. I died a little inside every time I think about it. Just like a Battlefield 4 when I pre-ordered that, played the multiplayer twice.
There's a bunch of games that I haven't even played, Kai.
I mean, I pre-ordered, and I found out it's on the Xbox One now.
Yeah.
Well, it's always been, and I just now found out, and I was just like,
Dead Island Riptide. I only played like 5 minutes of that, and that's just like from the beginning prologue, which is basically from the first game.
you voodoo bitch!
Yeah. CJ downloaded that song on he picked me up for breakfast that one time. CJ he's like, so do you know this song? I was like, and it was just like in the beginning. I was like, no. He's like, come on, you know it. I was like,
who do you voodoo?
And he's like, yeah, broken legs. And then he's like, who do you voodoo? I was like, oh, Dead Island stuff.
For the intro, you just have CJ's face.
No, we should make like CJ's anonymous. We talk about CJ a lot.
He's a mythical creature in the podcast.
In our universe.
In our universe podcast. So, but yeah, I guess we're gonna stop it here pretty much. close it down in a little bit. Unless you guys got anything other topics to talk about.
So, I don't know, everything. Kind of want to, save some of the goods. We still have a lot of stuff to hit on. We got plenty more podcasts to come, so save some good material.
Like, new shit can come up. We'll talk about the past next week or sometime.
Okay, well, I got one last topic to talk about.
The One Ring.
Oh, yeah, the One Ring Gorilla Manual.
Which apparently does not transfer to currency for ice cream.
I like to pay.
But anyways, I did read a story when I was in the restroom at work.
Instead of working, you went to the restroom.
It's my only way that I can sit down because I'm standing for like 6 hours and my legs are...
I know what you mean, man. I check my Instagram and I go sit on a pot at work.
Yeah, so basically, there's a comic book creator guy who went to a children's hospital who has all these diseases and stuff, and so he like made them into superheroes and what their disease were, and so they basically made it into the opposite. Like this one kid who had cerebral palsy and stuff, and so
cerebral.
Well, yeah, I can't say it. And basically, he would like always make them like the opposite what they were. And so I don't know. I should show you guys that.
Wheels and a leg man.
Pretty much.
You have no idea how many bad jokes I'm holding back about
right.
children's hospitals and superheroes, man. He can open up his disability check at the speed of sound.
Kind of terrible, dude.
Yeah, I know. See, I told you I was holding it back.
So morbid. But yeah,
so people who get offended are kind of hypocrites. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go make these jokes with my friend, but I see it on the internet or in public. I'm gonna get all pissed off about it."
What I saw on Facebook, there's a video of a guy yelling at these firefighters
because he pays taxes, right?
Wait, have you seen it?
You were telling me about it.
Yeah, basically he yelled at these firefighters because they went to the other store because they used their fire truck to go get groceries, and I'm like, they had like a lot of food, and so I mean they just used stock up in there. But like a guy walks up to him and just says, "I appreciate you guys what you're doing, but have you guys ever used this other store?" He's like, "Yeah, we use that other store." He's like, "Then why are you over here?" And then he just like started like talking about. I was like, "Why?" I mean, he's like, "Well, I have to pay fire taxes and everything." I was like, "Okay."
Is it just a random video?
It was on Facebook or something. So it's just a guy complaining about how they went to the store. I mean, why would that matter? I was confused. I'm like, why? And can they not shop?
They need to eat.
Yeah, and so like the guy who was recording it was like not really for him. And so I don't know. It's just like stupid people like that. Just kind of makes me mad.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. It's like people are gonna be stupid. People are always gonna be upset over nothing.
He was upset for over nothing. He's like,
that's what I said.
I think he just wanted to complain because he had to pay taxes. He's like,
like David making a joke about like morbid jokes. It's like people are gonna, when they're like with their friends, they're gonna make these jokes. They're gonna laugh about it, but they see it somewhere else. They see other people doing it. They're gonna get all upset and just like, "Oh, that's not right."
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm funny. Get over it. You know?
It's it's just people are gonna get upset over nothing. It's just they're gonna be hypocrites about things. They're gonna do it.
There's that saying that there's no such thing as a free lunch, which means like, everything costs something somewhere. I think it's also the same thing with comedy. Like, there's no such thing as a free joke. It's always at somebody else's expense. Like there's somebody who's like kind of the target or the stereotype. Yeah, like the thing that it's about, or something that might be sensitive to them. But what might hurt the feelings of so many other people, brings like joy to other people's lives. It's just like we all know it's wrong, but
someone may be going through some shit and he jokes about it to get over it.
Yeah.
And some people laugh at it, or people will be like, "Oh, that's not right." He's like, "Well, I went through this, and the only way I get through it is laughing at it." And there's people who are gonna be like, "Oh, that's still not right." It's just like, it's just like there's people out there who just won't let people find their own way to heal because it's not their way of getting through things. That's all. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're gonna sit off that soapbox.
Yeah, we're just gonna move that down to the.
there's people who are just gonna be upset over nothing.
So for more conversations about comedic theory and video games, and
We pretty much touched everything.
Look at George Carlin. Oh man,
That was sideways.
Yeah, that was all sideways.
All right, retake. No. All right.
Well, we should end it on a good note.
We pretty much touched everything. We did games. We did not really politics. We talked about
social problems.
social problems. Yeah, games, social problems. High school, Hannah trading cards with girls when he was younger.
Which I never got any.
Anime.
Me finally realizing that I actually guess I could say I've watched anime.
Yeah, Pokemon. We just growing up. It's just like cartoons.
Astro Boy was an anime.
Really?
Huh. Actually, that's pretty old. My mom used to watch that when she was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Transformers.
Speed Racer. My dad watched that when he was younger.
I guess I never really thought of those as animes. Like,
Exactly.
Those are-
because it was like when you were a kid, cartoons were cartoons.
Yeah, those were like original animes. But, yeah.
It's
We
just-
did. We kind of touched a lot of things in this, but
Join us next week when we will talk about the next Rainbow Six Vegas. All right, no.
that's gonna be our starting topic. But who knows where we go?
I don't know. We may just start on something new. Who knows? So, I guess we're just gonna end it on there.
Alright.
Might actually show my face next week.
Yeah, I'll have to
Find some room.
find some room up in here. All right.
Or I could be Gingy next week.
No, I don't want you to bring in a puppet.
Not the Muffin Man.
Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna end it on this.
Aaron Nightmare.
D. Cochran 4.
What are you guys doing?
We're signing out.
Signing out. Hannah Saint in a theater near you.